Come and put your name on it. Put your name on it. Come and put your name on it. Your name, bet you wanna put your name on it. Put your name on it. Come and put your name on it.
It's not even my birthday.
Let's ixnay that operation name, okay? Everybody want to be in love. Love is cool. I love love. Y'all my lovers. How in the ever? What's gonna happen when you singing love don't live here anymore? Like, what are you gonna do? XO lovers, it's Britney Mechelle. I'm back with a story time. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So we're gonna do this very quickly and we're gonna have a good time, all right? This particular story time is in reference to the time that I was asked and I was considering becoming an army wife. I told you guys about a POF horror story that I had before. Did I not? Did I not? Did I not? If you don't know, check down below. One of the guys I met on POF, we're going to call him DJ. We met shortly after Big Troy and I took our 2-year break that I told you guys about in my last story time with the POF. He was the first guy that I met on POF, and I actually liked him. He liked me. We hit it off very well. He took me on a lot of cool dates or whatever the case may be. Like, we were cool or whatever. Everything was good. He was in college. He was working. He had also always had the dream of being in the army, which I knew from the gate from like our first times talking when we were talking originally. But at the time, he was just a student, and he was also working as a security guard. We dated, whatever, on and off for a couple months or whatever, and then we stopped talking, like, just like out of nowhere. I don't know, we were cool, like we were good, but we both had so much going on that it was just like, I'm a little too busy for what, you know, this is becoming at this time. So we like kind of cooled it. It was mutual, no hard feelings or nothing like that. Nobody stalked nobody, nothing like that. It was cool. About I want to say maybe a year later. I don't even know. I want to say maybe like a year later. I want to say 8 months to a year later. We ended up talking on POF again. I can't remember who messaged who, but basically it was just like a catch up at that time. Like, oh, you know, how you been? What's up with you? Whatever. He's like, oh my God, I joined the army. I'm like, oh, you know, great. Your dreams coming true. You know, we just chit chat a little bit, whatever. We talked for a couple weeks or whatever. Then it got back more like flirty and whatever it used to be when we were talking originally. Because we were always, like I said, we always had a good connection. We always had a very good time together. Like, it was cool, you know. Other things that shall not be named out here, and it was cool. We ended up talking for a couple of hours, like back and forth over the POF or whatever, and he says out of nowhere, like I'm telling you, we stopped talking cold turkey. He hadn't talked to this man like 8 months to a year. He just came out of nowhere. Like, he was just like, I already know that you would be a good wife. Like, you know, like, we cool. Like, you cool. Like, I know that you would take care of me or whatever. You're responsible. You have dreams. You have goals or whatever. You got Troy, my little Troy. Or you need somebody to, you know, take care of you, take care of him. Will you marry me or whatever? Because if you do, like, you're going to be good and, like, we could be good or whatever. I was like, what? I mean, don't get me wrong. The door's been proposed to. But, like, I literally have not talked to you in months. So I was just like, I mean, I was flattered. I was like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was flattered or whatever. But I told him, like, that's kind of, before I hadn't done any research. I didn't know anything about like the army life. I didn't know that people, like, not that we were gonna be doing that, because we were actually gonna like be trying, he was like trying to be with me, like have like a real wife in me. But I didn't know that like people like got married to like get them chicks about the U.S. government. Like, I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know like that was a thing. I didn't realize that in the army lifestyle, people get married quickly. And even with my baby sister, she's an army wife. She and her husband are high school sweethearts, and they got married right after she turned 18. Like, literally the same month she turned 18, right before Christmas, right before he went off to AIT. That was the only experience that I had in terms of knowing what it was, you know, like talking about the army. I was like, I'll have to, I mean, I don't know, like, I didn't say no, but I did not say yes, and I was just like, what? I just was like asking him 10 million questions because I couldn't believe, like, I thought he was, first I thought he was fucking around. Then I was like, you serious? Like, once I realized he was serious, and like he told me like all these things, kept telling me all these things, I'm like, what? We ended up, I was just like, well, you're about to, because at this time he was in about to finish up AIT. And pause, and I forgot to tell you, he was to be stationed, I mean, I'm telling business, but nobody knows who it is, so whatever, outside of like close, and they don't even really know him or whatever, they just heard the story. But he had chosen to be stationed in Alaska, and because he, I guess you get paid more or whatever, so that was prior to us linking back up to talk again. And so I'm like, Jesus, in this 8 to 10 months, we stopped talking. You done left school, obviously passed the test for the Army, left school, left your job or whatever. We ain't talked in all this time. You about to finish up to become like a full-fledged soldier out here, and you're like, marry me. And literally when he said marry me, when I just said he was coming home from AIT, he meant, and this was November, around November, this was November when we were having this conversation, he was coming home in December and then going to be transferred to Alaska. So in order for shit to work out properly, we would have had to get married in December, like prior to him being shipped out, just so, you know, it wouldn't be no problem. Like, this was like short notice for me to be making a decision like this. And it wasn't like, for me, I mean, I understand where, I'm sure people are going to be like, oh, you know, well, why was this even a thought? Like, you weren't in love with him, like I wasn't even talking or whatever. Mind your business, A. B, I think of marriage, honestly, I'm gonna give you my honest opinion, I think of marriage differently than a lot of people in my age bracket. Everybody want to be in love. Love is cool. I love love. Y'all my lovers. How in the ever? What's gonna happen when you singing love don't live here anymore? Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like, I feel as though you need to have a stronger foundation outside of loving somebody, and so you don't have your ass out there on that street when you finish with your love. Like, so I feel as though there's more than just, oh, I love this person, oh, I love him, or why are you marrying him, why are you with him, oh, because I love him. That ain't cute past a certain age. And if you are a young subby to me, like, I don't know, I'm 27 years old. I'm 27. Like, 17 and under, that's cute. Puppy love, that's nice. Like, to me, that's like the purest, most authentic version of some real love. Like, y'all really love it. How in the ever? Past a certain point, my boo, no, love is not popping out here. The divorce rate is more than 50% out here, and you need to be thinking about things other than love. How about trustworthiness, respect, commitment, communication, finances? I wish I had another hand, but I'm holding my camera. Security, stability, knowledge, a bond, a friendship. Like, get your life. There's so much more. Like, so much more to life. There's love, there's really love, but in terms of there's so much more to marriage than love. Love ebbs and flows. It's energy. It's like a wave. Like, it will go up and it will go down. You need something else besides some loving in order to keep, you know, your thing afloat. And that's just my personal opinion out here. Back to my story. So I was just like, okay, let's just talk or whatever for a little while, and we'll figure it out. We'll see that if we can make, you know, something work, or if it's not going to work or whatever, because we're just getting back. I know that from experience that we gel nicely. How in the ever, there's always other obstacles. There's other things. Like I said, it's not about emotions out here. Like, there's a lot of other factors. And in terms of like the leadership quality, like in terms of things you would want in a husband, he had those particular qualities. So that's why I said I was considering it. My whole point of really having to consider it was the fact that I had a son. Making a decision like that is not just about me. Okay? So I had to make a real decision. As a single, moving on, we ended up talking for a couple of weeks. because I was just like, let me see. I want to we need to go through like a real quick crash course or whatever, because I need to be able to have a firm yes or a firm no by the time that he touches down here in Florida. And even if I don't have that then, I need to know by the time I've spent time with him how it is that I feel. We talked like constantly, like we went back like it wasn't nothing, but he was away. He was in North Carolina. We talked a while or whatever, and then he came here and he ended up staying. He was like renting a room. We spent time together. We saw each other, whatever. I picked him up from the airport. Like everything was cool. Like the 4th day he was here, it was just like, I don't know. It was just something about it. I was just like, I don't think this is gonna work. So I was just like, no, let's just take a step back. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't know. Like we were gelling or whatever, but there was just certain things I was just like, And I don't know for him, like I can't speak for him. There may have been certain things where he was like, But ultimately it was just me saying like, never, let's just not. Let's ixnay that operation name, okay? That was the end of that for the most part. I think we talked a couple times after that because we were cool. It wasn't like no animosity type of stuff. We tried to date while he was in Alaska. He got on my everlasting nerves. I can't remember why. And we just stopped talking. Even when he came back to Florida, he still called me up or whatever and tried to see me or whatever. But I was dating somebody at the time. If you're familiar with the Army, like when they come, if they have like a day or 2 days or whatever, you got to see them like when they there. So like I was just like, no, I'm cool or whatever. So that was like 2 years ago. Yeah, that was like 2 years ago. 3 years ago now. I told Big Troy about it at the time. I was telling him that somebody asked me to marry them and I was considering it or whatever. And of course he flipped the hell out because she's mine. You may have had her once, but I got her all the time. Like that was just he had that kind of attitude about it. And then even though he was out here dating too, like don't make it seem like I was just out here whatever. At that time Troy and I had been apart for over a year at the time that I was considering marrying somebody. I was only talking to him in terms of the fact that I was a custodial parent at the time. So if I did make that decision, then his son would be in goddamn Alaska and he was not with the shits, okay? Troy was not with it. Like he didn't yell at me or nothing, but he was like, he let me know in a lot of sad words that was just not going to work for him. So ended up working out in his favor, and now we ended up patching things up with our relationship. I think maybe a year after that. Yeah, about a year after that. So yeah, that was my story time about the time that I almost became an Army wife. I wish him the best, Kisses to my lovers go off. I'm getting off of here. I've been off here a long time. I hope I can edit this down to be real short. Okay, please like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like it. Like ain't no pressure. Ain't no pressure. Like I don't need you, but I love you. XO lovers. Bye.